Due to the overwhelming response of our last video, standing seam versus corrugated metal, I decided to do a short video today. Man, you guys have reached out and tons of questions about the details of this, how this goes down and different stuff. And one of the most common questions asked was, how do you start your first panel? And then how do you trim it out when you're done, which would be on the rake edge of the roof. And just real quick, I'm going to show you here how we do it here at Skywalker Roofing. Doesn't mean you have to do it this way. There's several ways to do this trim, detail, and do it right. This is the way we prefer. And hey man, if you guys have a different way of doing it, I'd love to hear it and see how maybe other people do it as well. So just leave a comment below. We'll check it out. Here we go. So I went ahead and got started here, and I went ahead and put down the high temp underlayment that we use down. That's designed to go under metal roofs. And then all of our trim is broke here in the sheet metal shop. See right here behind me, everything that we break is custom for each job, but this is the drip edge. You can see here how it turns down, and it turns down into the gutter. Sorry about the gutter, it's kind of damaged a little bit where we've been playing around out here. Testing and doing some training and things, but that's your drip edge, and you can see how it comes down, and this is what it'll actually lock into later. Over here is what we use for a hem. It looks like a drip edge, but later on we'll use this as a hem. Some people, they'll take and just put a strip down the side here. I prefer to put a whole piece on. It keeps it uniform, and it allows this to stay exactly straight like it should be when we hook onto it later. So let's get started. All right, the first panel's down. You see here, this is what we use most of the time. It's a clip system, and each piece is put down with clips and screws. And what'll happen is as the next panel comes on, it'll actually hook into this clip here. And this allows this panel to expand and contract the way it's designed to. Because if it doesn't expand and contract, you're gonna have a lot of issues later. So it's gotta be able to move. So the clip system allows it to do that. So you see here how all that locked in all the way down. I apologize about the dirty panels. This is just something that we've been using out here for training and things. But once again, as we come across, we'll just keep putting clips and keep locking it down. You can see here how the drip edge is actually locked. It locks into the panel. You can see here how it's hemmed all the way across the bottom. So that's what we do before each panel, and it locks in and hooks into this drip edge. Prevents us from having to put screws in the bottom. A lot of people will put standing seam on, and they'll come down here and not do all this extra work, and they'll put screws in the bottom. That's the wrong way to do that. If you have screws in your standing seam roof out at open panels like this, then it's not a true standing seam roof with no exposed fasteners. So here's a piece of rake trim that's going to go up the side here. It's going to come in here, and it's going to lock into that cleat that we had installed earlier, and it's going to come up here and it's going to hook into this ZBar right here. So this is the piece it's going to hook into. It's called a ZBar or ZTrim. and I'll show you how it's installed here in just a second. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mark where I think the Z-bar needs to go, the outside edge of the Z-bar. So I just take my pencil and I'll make a little small mark here. That'll help me line up where I need to be. So here's where the Z-bar will go down. You can see here I've already put the butyl tape across the bottom. It's just got a peel off piece of stuff here that comes right off. This here is butyl tape, and it will expand and contract, and it'll stay soft for the life of the roof, so it'll always seal around any screws or anything, keep water from coming up under this, and that's what we use. There's the Z-trim down. You can see here, the butyl tape is what protects it from coming down in between here. It's all screwed down, and the open hem on the rake trim will actually lock into this. So I'll show you how that goes. So this right here, rake trim, will lock into the cleat and then lock into here. But for now, we're gonna fix this bottom edge first and clean it up so it looks right when we're done. So now we have our Z-bar down, we have our outside cleat, and our first panel is down. This is the rake trim that we make for ours. It can be made wider or shorter. It just depends on what's right for the home. You can see here how it's an open hem on the edge of the metal. When we close this off in the sheet metal brake, we don't close it completely. And the reason is so we can lock into this trim here. So that's locked in on both sides, and all that'll do is just slide right up like so, and that's it. So if you guys have any questions about how this is done, or any other trim on the roof, we're going to address those issues in the future, especially with the ridge cap, the Z-bar, the ridge vent, chimney flashing, wall flashing, all kinds of things we're going to work on here. But if you guys have any questions about that, make sure to leave a comment below. Appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, and I really hope that I'm helping you guys out there. Have a good day.